I'm Bernadette Cruz, and today I'm going to discuss Module 6, ERP as a Foundation, the ABCs of Implementation plus ABC, ERP Implementation Stages, ERP Implementation Strategy and Selection. So, first, ERP as a Foundation. Today, there are a wide variety of tools and techniques that have been designed to help companies and their people produce their products better, more, and efficiently. To make this short, numerous tools like lean manufacturing, Six Sigma, and employee involvement improve production efficiency and quality in companies. So, next is lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing is a methodology that focuses on minimizing waste within manufacturing systems while simultaneously maximizing productivity. In lean manufacturing, it cuts waste and boosts productivity by focusing on what customers value and what are they willing to pay for. So next is Six Sigma. Six Sigma works to remove the causes of defects by reducing variability in business processes. In short, Six Sigma and Lean methods together improve efficiency and reduce defects in manufacturing. However, achieving optimal performance often requires an ERP system to manage complex operations. But none of them will ever yield their full potential unless they're coupled with effective forecasting, planning, and scheduling processes. Here's why. It's not good enough to be extremely efficient if you're making the wrong stuff. It's not enough to make items at a very high level of quality if they're not the ones needed. It's not good enough to reduce setup times and cut lot sizes if bad schedules prevent knowing what's really needed and when. So, back in the early 1980s, a new way of thinking about manufacturing came out of Japan, and it was truly revolutionary. In this country, we'd call it just in time or JIT, and more recently, it has evolved into lean manufacturing. So, as with most new tools and processes, its early adherents promoted GAT with missionary zeal, and rightly so. So, here, early GAT advocates passionately promoted its benefits, suggesting that traditional MRP systems were unnecessary. This sparked a heated debate with MRP establishment, but clarity remained elusive. Today, we can see the situation much more clearly, and we feel this view has been best articulated by Chris Gray, president of Gray Research in Wakefield, New Hampshire. Chris says that improvements to business processes take one of three forms. First is improving process reliability. Six Sigma and total quality tools are predominant here. Next is reducing process complexity. Lean manufacturing is heavily used here. Lastly, coordinating the individual elements of the overall set of business processes, and ERP lives here. Enterprise resource planning, when operating at the high level of effectiveness, will do several things for a company. First, it will enable the company's people to generate enormous benefits. Many companies have experienced as a direct result of ERP dramatic increases in responsiveness, productivity, on-time shipments and sales, along with substantial decreases in lead times, purchase costs, quality problems, and inventories. Effective ERP drives dramatic improvements in responsiveness, productivity, on-time shipments, and sales, while reducing lead times, purchase costs, quality issues, and inventories. It also serves as a foundation for additional productivity and additional and quality enhancements rather. Effective forecasting. Planning and scheduling, knowing routinely what is needed and when via the formal system is fundamental to productivity. So, accurate forecasting, planning, and scheduling are vital for productivity. ERP ensures valid plans and schedules across various aspects, including materials, production, shipments, personal equipment, product development, and finances. ERP forms the bedrock of supply chain management, fostering coordination among a company, its customers, distributors, and suppliers. So next is the ABCs of implementation. Let's look at the ABCs of implementing enterprise resource planning. The concept is derived from the basic ABC approach to inventory control, in turn derived from Pareto's law. In that technique, the A items are considered very significant, costly, important, etc. Hence, they deserve the most attention and most careful planning and control. The B items are less significant than the A items, and hence, less time is devoted to each of them. The C items, while essential, are the least overall significance and are given proportionate attention. The ABC's approach applied to implementation states that the item C is the computer, both the hardware and software. It's essential since ERP can't be done manually, but it's of lesser significance overall than the other element. Next is the Pareto principle or law, or the 80-20 rule. So here, financial advisory businesses often apply the Pareto principle to prioritize client management. The principle suggests that 80% of the advisor's revenue should come from the top 20 of the clients, who typically have the most assets and pay the highest fees. Next is class ABCD. So here in the mid 1970s, MRP became popular, but results varied widely among companies. Some found it indispensable, while others saw little improvement. To address this discrepancy, Oliver Wright introduced the ABCD classifications to assess how effectively companies were utilizing MRP tools. So here, Class A effectively used company-wide, generating significant improvement in customer service productivity and costs. Class B, supported by top management. Class C operated primarily as better methods for ordering materials, and Class D, information inaccurate and poorly understood by users. So next is ERP implementation stages. Here, an ERP implementation typically is broken down into 6 primary stages or phases spread over months or, in some cases, years. The process needs to begin well before you've made a decision about which product to buy, and it continues after the initial rollout of your chosen system. So here are the 6 stages. So first is discovery and planning. The organization brings together a cross-functional project team which gathers input about different business groups, requirements, and the problems that the ERP system needs to solve. So here, a cross-functional team gathers input on business needs, selects an ERP system, manages implementation, and ensures adoption. Thorough preparation is crucial for success. So next is design. Here, the team assesses existing workflows, identifies critical ERP features, evaluates customization needs, and plans data migration for each business group. Flexibility is a key for administrators and process owners to adapt to changes. Number 3 is development. Here, the vendor configures the software, prepares for deployment, and handles decisions regarding hardware, connectivity, client rollout, and maintenance, applicable to both on-premises and hybrid ERP systems. Number 4 or fourth stage is testing. Here, they test the systems thoroughly to address any issues before going live, ensuring a smooth transition and preventing problems for employees post-launch. Fifth stage is deployment. Let me So here, they launch the system after configuration, data migration, and testing. prioritize staff training and appoint department evangelists to ensure full adoption and maximize investment returns. Last step is support. So here the project team offers continuous user support, upgrades the system, and address issues. Dedicated IT resources are essential for maintaining on-premises ERP systems, handling security, patching, maintenance, and troubleshooting. So next is for ERP implementation strategies. There are a number of proven strategies for transitioning to a new ERP system, each with advantages and disadvantages. Implementing an ERP solution is all about stakeholders working together towards a single goal, which is business success. So the first common approach is Big Bang. In the single step method, all users switch to a new system at once after completing configuration, testing, and training. While it offers rapid ERP benefits, any errors can have significant impacts and there may be a temporary productivity drop during the transition. Next is phase rollout. In phase approach, deployment occurs gradually over weeks or months, reducing risk compared to Big Bang theory. It allows focusing on quick wins initially and learning from each phase to improve subsequent ones. Now, however, drawbacks include a longer time to realize full ERP benefits and the need to support and pay for two systems simultaneously. Third approach is parallel adoption. So, parallel adoption allows gradual adjustment to the new system, but can be costly and error prone due to data entry duplication. It if often preferred for firm using a two-tier ERP architecture, commonly in companies that have expanded through mergers or acquisitions. And lastly, hybrid. As the name implies, this approach combines aspects of both strategies by implementing core ERP modules through a big bang strategy and rolling out other modules gradually to specific locations or departments. So, ayun yung apat na implementation strategies. So, here you can see the risk, cost, time of those strategies. So, lastly is how to select an ERP implementation strategy. No single ERP implementation strategy works for every company and every situation. Your choice of implementation strategy depends on several factors. These include, first, its original size. The Big Bang strategy is better suited for smaller firms due to simpler management, while larger companies may find it too risky. Next is risk tolerance. So here, major issues during new ERP system implementation could have significant impacts. For businesses reliant on continuous operation, the risk of a big bang approach may be less desirable, leading them to consider parallel adoption, especially for critical modules. Next is desired pace of return on investment or ROI. Here, phase adoption targets specific businesses, bottlenecks for quicker ROI, while the Big Bang approach completes the entire transition rapidly, offering potential for greater ROI from the integrated system. And lastly, cost. So, a Big Bang strategy appeals to cost-conscious projects by eliminating the expense of operating old and new systems simultaneously. So, lastly, here, ERP implementation timeline. Phase In planning, we have three timeline: plan, deliver, close. And under that, we have phases. So under plan, we have initiate and analyze. Under deliver, configure, validate. And under close, deploy and optimize. And that's all. Thank you.